Hey, what is going on everyone, Sunny Decre here. Before we're gonna start with the video, I have to say that I was thinking about making this video for quite a few days right now. Some people were saying they really want to see this videos, how to short, how to long Bitcoin, because they're really interested in that one. And other people said me I should not do that, because basically it is just gambling and burning away your Bitcoin.
And it's gone.
So at this point, this is the disclaimer, guys. Only experts should actually use these tools. You should know exactly what you're doing, and this is gambling, okay? There is not really anything, there are not really any indicators which can tell you guaranteed that Bitcoin is going up or down. And especially if you're leverage trading on Bitmex with a huge leverage, the risk is getting higher. But for those people who are still interested, have fun with the video, and now let's jump right into it. For those people who have no idea at all how to short something, well, make sure you check the video which is popping up on top of the screen right now. It should give you a basic idea of what shorting actually means. On Bitmex, it is way more simple than with CME or CBOE, for example, because everything is online and anonymous. And this brings me actually to the first point. I'm pretty sure that when every exchange has to be licensed, well, Bitmex is maybe not gonna get that license, okay? So far, we're still in an area without regulations or without global regulations yet. So there's always, especially if you're just running an online business, there's always a country where you can have your domain, where you can have your service and so on. But I'm pretty sure actually that the SEC would not be that happy with what Bitmex is doing. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure as soon as there are global regulations, Bitmex is one of those services which is probably not gonna get licensed. But anyway, I could be wrong about that. That shouldn't keep us away from the tutorial. Now let's jump right into it. Well, I don't want to make this too complicated, because I think especially if you want to start longing or shorting Bitcoin, especially with the leverage with this platform, well, you should do your due diligence yourself. I will provide you with all the links down below in the comment section. The first one is the registration, my referral link. So if you guys sign up with that, you support me, you support the channel, and basically this whole community to keep doing what we're doing. But it's not that it's needed. If you want to sign up without a referral link, you can do that for sure as well. But of course, any support is appreciated. Anyway, enough of the plugin. Let's jump into it. Okay, so this is the platform, and right now it just looks like a regular exchange, right? But it's not. Most of these pairs that you can see over here will actually get removed. They should be relisted in June 2018. I'm not quite sure what it's all about, but if you're interested, you can also follow them on Twitter. They have a Twitter account with 25,000 followers in here, and you can see, well, kind of the legitimacy of it, because they have a lot of followers who are known, okay? So this is not just an organization which is going to scam you off your money completely and they're just going to run away, okay? Bitmex already exists since quite some time. I mean, Twitter account in here since 2014, and a lot of popular traders are actually using that service and are also promoting it. To name one, Tone Ways, for example, or Richard Hart, those people, and a lot of other Bitcoin OGs, they're actually using Bitmex to short or long Bitcoin with the leverage. Basically, you start off with just clicking on this balance over here, and it is actually pretty simple. You can deposit or withdraw in here, and you can only deposit and withdraw Bitcoin. You're gonna get your Bitcoin address in here or your QR code. And what's a little bit special and a little bit weird actually at the beginning is it doesn't show up as BTC, it does actually show up at XBT, and that's pretty much all you have to know about this. And then you will see your whole funding over here. So these are all the account menus in here, and you can see what happened with affiliate payouts, you can see what happened with your deposits, with your withdrawals, and so on. So nothing special. So basically just click on your balance over here, deposit, withdraw, and that's pretty much it. Now let's jump in right into the guidelines and so on. So I will also not just leave you the referral link down below, I also leave you those are the three most important sites that you should read before you're actually going to start with this. The future guide in here, which is the first one, what this is all about. Then the fees for those people who are interested in the fees and want to know how much they actually have to pay to settle a contract or whatever, and also the FAQ. So the referral link and those three links about what it's all about are linked down below. Okay, so enough talk right now. We're gonna go actually into the trading section in here. Now, what we have to enter a position or to open up a position, we have limits, we have just the market, and we have stop limits. Those are pretty much the same like in every other exchange, and they're just to open up your position. So the market, you go with the current price. It is this over here. That's the contract price, but we're gonna talk about that in a second. Then limit, when you wanna enter the position at a specific limit, for example, when the price is pretty stable and you're waiting for a dip, so you set a limit, and the typical stop limit in here. Okay, so for this example in here, we're just going to use the markets. We don't want to overcomplicate this in here, but as I already said, limit, market, stop limit, by now that should be clear already. If not, you can watch my GDEX video or other videos about exchanges where I'm mentioning what this is all about. Okay, and by the way, if you don't know what limits are, stop limits are, market orders, regular market orders, what filling is, and so on, well, maybe you should not use Bitmex yet, okay? Maybe then you should get more comfortable with regular exchanges, and then later on maybe come back in here when you have a little bit of experience in trading already. Okay, now probably the main reason why you're here is the 100x leverage, right? Or just leveraging in general. Now, what does that mean? I just want to make it simple. Basically, you can actually trade with more Bitcoin or with more money than you actually have. But how or who is gonna pay for that? Well, you're actually just putting yourself on the risk. Now I'm gonna explain it real quick. I have a little drawing in here, and I hope that you guys actually can see that. It's pretty ugly actually, but I just tried to do that. So basically with a leverage, with a 100x leverage, what happens is, if you go for a long position and let's say you enter over here, now then there will be a threshold or so-called liquidation price. Now what happens if you have a long position? A long position basically means you're betting on the price to go up, right? And you enter your position over here, let's say at 8,000, but the price is actually going down below this threshold over here at 7,950, for example, then you would lose everything, okay? So if you open up a long position at $8,000 and the price would fall below the threshold of 7,950, for example, you would lose everything. But if the price just goes up from this point over here, if it's not going to fall below this threshold, if it just goes up over here, right? The gains you make, okay, if you go in with 1 Bitcoin, for example, and the price goes up for $100, well, you're not just making gains of $100, you're actually making gains of $10,000 because you have a 100x leverage. So again, guys, you're not just buying Bitcoin at 8,000, you are buying a contract which says whenever Bitcoin is just going up, the gains you make are gonna get leveraged by 100x as soon, or yeah, basically when you settle, you get the gains, okay? When you close the position, you get the gains. But what happens is if Bitcoin or the price of the contract falls below this threshold over here, you're gonna lose everything. Yes, you heard that right. If you go in with 1 Bitcoin at 8,100x leverage and the contract price falls below 7,950, for example,
and it's gone,
and there is nothing you can do about it. So really important again, and I can't warn enough in this video, guys. Liquidation price means when the contract falls below that threshold, below that liquidation price. If you're in a long position, you lose everything. So the exact same thing for shorting Bitcoin in here. In a short position, you basically bet on the price of Bitcoin to go down. Now what happens? Let's say you have your entry point over here. Now obviously the threshold is not below. Now the threshold is somewhere over here. Now if Bitcoin goes up and you betted on the price of Bitcoin is going down because you shorted it and the price is going up above that threshold,
it's gone.
Well, if the price is actually going down, well, you actually sold or shorted with a 100x leverage before it went down, so you get these gains. But guys, especially a 100x leverage is not recommended at all. This is pure gambling. The fluctuation, the volatility is so aggressive. There is so much market manipulation going on over here. And you can literally see how many short and also long positions are getting liquidated on Bitmex every minute, even every second, okay? So there is so much money getting lost by people betting with a too high leverage, and then one of these thresholds over here is getting reached, either higher threshold when you're shorting or a lower threshold when you're longing, and then your money is completely gone, is liquidated. Okay, that was a lot of talk. Now, I'm just gonna make an example in here real quick with my current balance. So currently, I have 0.0091 XBT, which is the same amount of Bitcoin. Now, we're just gonna calculate that in here real quick what that actually is. So 0.0091 times the current price of Bitcoin. Where are we right now? Let's say $7,000 times 10. Okay, so approximately this is $63 in here. Let's just say $60. Now, what can we do? Let's say, for example, we actually went along Bitcoin. I believe that from now on, Bitcoin is going up, and it's going to go up quite fast. I mean, I wouldn't do this bet right now. This is basically really just for show purposes right now. But I would say that, okay, I want to buy. I want to go for a long position, which is buy, and the short position is obviously sell. So I don't want to set a limit. I just want to have it filled right now, immediately. I don't want to set any stops. Now, with that 100x leverage, I cannot just buy these contracts for $60. I should actually be able to buy those contracts for 60 times 100, which is 6,000 US dollars, because 60 times 100, 6,000, right? So let's type in 6,000 in here, and you can see that, well, yeah, it's actually true. The costs over here are 0.01 Bitcoin. Okay, I don't have exactly enough, so let's go with 5,800 here, for example. Also not enough. 5,500 here, or let's just say 5,500 should be enough. Not yet. 5,200 in here. Okay, so basically, I can buy right now. I can buy Bitcoin, or hypothetically, I can buy the contract to buy Bitcoin for $5,200, but I only have 60 or approximately $60 in my balance. And how does that work? And this is actually exactly what I explained over here. Basically, you're just betting against other people. And if I am right now, if Bitcoin is just going up from now, then, well, I can actually keep that, right? But as I said, if it falls below the threshold, God. Now let's see what we can do right now. Okay, so the costs right now for $5,200 are only 0.0084 Bitcoin. As I mentioned over here, we can even get a little bit more in here to make it a little bit more interesting, just for show purposes. And yeah, 5,600 should be possible. Okay, that's maybe too much then. Okay, now buy, and we still have the 100x leverage, and now you can already see the liquidation price in here, okay? If you go back down, then obviously the liquidation price, that threshold, is way lower, so your risk is getting less, okay? And this is why I recommend that you should not trade with it, or you should not actually bet in here, because it is gambling. You should not bet with the 100x leverage. You should definitely use less. But just for show here as well, we're gonna use that 100x leverage, and you can see, I mean, the price right now of the contract is at 7,060, and the liquidation price would only be $30 less. Okay, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna buy in right now, and what we can see right now is that this order is getting filled immediately, and now we have this position over here. Maybe I'm gonna move my camera in here real quick so you can see something. So now you can see this is still the contract price in here. Basically, it is a replication of the Bitcoin price. If you're interested in how it's calculated, you can also read that in the FAQs and so on. And what you can see right now is this. We are now in this position over here. We see the margin, it is 100x. We see our entry price. We see the liquidation price. And again, only $35. This price in here has actually to fall, and then we're screwed. Then this whole position in here is liquidated, and we won't have anything left of our Bitcoin anymore. On the other hand side, if we close our position, or if we type in, for example, we want to close that position at 8,000, then we would actually get the gains that we would have made from 7,000 to 8,000 with our investment of $60 times 100. Because we didn't just buy for $60, right? We actually buy it for $5,500, let's say almost $6,000 with that 100 leverage, right? But yeah, you can already see, and I can tell you I tested this already when I was not recording a video, and my position got liquidated. So make sure that you guys really pay attention and that you know what you're doing. If you go to coinmarketcap.com and check the trading volume, this is completely ridiculous. I mean, you can see the tops in here. Bitcoin US dollar, for example, 778 million in the last 24 hours in here on Bitmex. And if you scroll down completely, what you will find is actually Bitmex over here with 5.1 billion. I'm not quite sure if that is with all the leverages. I mean, it says over here, volume excluded, no trading fees. So basically, I'm not quite sure what this exactly means. I mean, it should be clear, but I think that's not exactly what it is. I think it could be that those 5.1 billion are with the leverages, the calculation with the leverages. That's probably the reason why this number in here is so high. But you can see that there is something going on. I mean, even if you would divide this by 100, it would still be a huge number, right? Also, I want to bring up this in here for those people who don't want to sign up for the real Bitmex, for those people who don't want to go in with a little bit of Bitcoin, who really just want to test what's exactly going on. I totally recommend testnet.bitmex.com. You can just sign up for this, and here you can actually do simulated trading, which is probably nice for those people who are not exactly sure if they want to get into this or not. Alright guys, this is it. Thank you guys very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed that video. Make sure to leave a like, also subscribe to the channel, and yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye!